Well, a beautiful scene here, the half pipe at the Yunding Snow Park in China. Ideal conditions for a finals. In fact, we are going to move right into the women's final here at Snow League. And what a matchup that we have for you. Patti Zhou out of China versus Mitsuki Ono. And beyond that, just the age of Patti, 14 years old, her inaugural Snow League event, and here she is in the finals.
Yeah, the 6th seed in Patti Zhou against the 1 seed in Mitsuki Ono. Patti will be dropping first. Her first ever Snow League appearance. She finds herself in the final here in China.
Oh yeah, I mean, what a statement for her. Again, welcome back everyone. Tina Dixon here alongside Tom Monterosso and Connor Manning. And the first rider to drop here in the finals, Patti Zhou.
Can she do it? Starting things off. Front side 10. Into the cab 540. Switch backside 9. Oh, Patti Zhou keeping speed, keeping amplitude, putting one to her feet. I mean, for the first time in a Snow League event, finding your way into the final, that was a pretty solid run.
That was a really solid run. Starting things off, really impressing the judges with a solid frontside 1080, putting it down, and then the next 3 tricks, she goes switch to switch 5, a switch back 9, and a cab 7, all very difficult tricks. She lost a little bit of amplitude, and her her execution was a little bit off there on a couple of those last tricks. So we'll see where this gets her, but a very solid first run to put down.
All right, so waiting for Patti's score to come in. I don't know about you guys, but how are we in the final? That went quick. That felt real fast.
No, it went really fast, and then all of a sudden yeah, exactly. You're up at the top of the half pipe, and you're dropping in as a final, and that's from our perspective. Think about it from the athlete perspective. And for her inaugural event, again, 14 years old to be here in the finals. You know, she said in the interview earlier she was excited, just excited.
Yeah, you can see on that replay there too for Patti, just the switch backside 9, landing a little bit low, heavy on the heels. But again, like you said, TBird, put the run to her feet. That's what you need to do.
And I think right now you're seeing exactly why you want to be the 1 seed, right? Mitsuki Ono now knows what Patti just put down. She can adjust her run from there to hopefully put down a better score and win the first of potentially 3 runs here in this final.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they qualified earlier, and so that's how Mitsuki Ono secured that number 1 seed. And so that does give her the opportunity to see what Patti Zhou put down, and now she is answering back.
And as far as overall Snow League points, Mitsuki Ono currently sitting 4th overall. So if she gets the win here, that's going to bump her up a couple spots.
Oh yeah, 100%. She finished off the podium in Aspen. She wants to finish on top of the podium here, but check that out.
Huge front 10 into the cab 7. Can she finish strong? She's got to put it to her feet. Frontside 720. That is a solid run from Mitsuki Ono. Connor, what did you see in comparison to Patti's run?
A lot cleaner execution on that run. She kept her amplitude the entire way down. And one of those things too, I think Mitsuki at the top of the pipe looked at Patti's run, saw those inconsistencies, and she might have gone for her less like aggressive wall. So she's like, I can drop in on this wall. I know I've got a better run on my other wall to then use that strategy to bump her up.
Man, that frontside 900 tail grab, if I could even do that once in my lifetime, I would be so happy.
Into the backside 540. I mean, so textbook from Mitsuki Ono. She looks so fluid and so smooth when she rides.
Well, and then just the height on these bottom hits, she maintained it throughout, and just the land, there was really very few mistakes at all.
If there's one thing to take away, and I hate to keep like going in on the variety, but she has 2 frontside spins where she does a 9 and a 10 grabbing tail grab.
All right, so the score's coming in, and it will be Mitsuki Ono with a 79.6. So she is the leader after 1 run.
Officially in the driver's seat, Mitsuki Ono. I think that was judged fairly. I think, Connor, like you said, it kind of came down a little bit more to amplitude, right? Mitsuki Ono kept her speed a little bit better, kept her amplitude up throughout the whole run.
That amplitude and the execution. We saw Patti at the bottom of that run really have a few issues with her landings, landing a little low, sliding things around, and Mitsuki came down and she knew that she had to put it down perfectly, and she was able to do that.
Yeah, but it's not over. I mean, we've seen several runs, several matchups already today going to 3. I would love to see this go to 3. I really want to see it.
I'm in the same boat, too, because Patti, last time we saw Patti, that was where her best run happened, was at that third and final run. So if she can take it on this next run, we could see another third run and hopefully a banger.
She's like, I was just being conservative. Wait until my second run. Yeah. I would love to see it go to 3. Just make it so much more exciting, and then just it gives, them more opportunity to ride, us, more opportunity to see them ride. But Patti Zhou, I would not be surprised if she comes back on this second run and takes it.
I mean, but how exciting is this for Patti Zhou right now? I feel like for her it's a win-win. She's already going to finish top 2. She made
on
the final.
Podium at your first Snow League. It's got to be just feeling so good up at the top of that pipe that hopefully that gets her into that next run and we can see a third run where it all goes down.
Yeah, and sometimes, like we were talking about it with Shaun when he was in here, sometimes the younger riders don't feel the pressure like the seasoned veterans might because they haven't been in that situation enough.
No, and that's a good thing, I'd say, for Patti. She doesn't have that pressure.
Yep.
She just doesn't know.
She's out there riding with that youthful ignorance.
Yeah.
And yeah, here we can take a look at it. We see Mitsuki's run where her execution is great on the first hit. 2 really good amplitudes there where Patti has a few of the lower, those minus signs right there, or the execution on those tricks. So the judge is docking her there, and then also the 4'11" and the 5'11" height on those last tricks really kind of brought her down a little bit, but that's something she can clean up. She put her run down. She knows she's got one to her feet. She's got one more here to try and force a third. Yeah,
so that's a shot of Mitsuki Ono on the back of the sled, making her way back up to the top of the half pipe. I'll tell you what, she has been putting some runs in, some competitive runs in, big competitive runs in back to back, really, and performing.
Yeah, and that's something that we talk to the riders about quite a bit. If you do make even, semifinals or the third place matchup, let alone finals, you're putting in a long day riding half pipe.
Yeah. And speaking of a long day, we still have the men's semifinals to come up. We had a phenomenal quarterfinal from the men's. Several of those matchups went to 3. There will be 3 Japanese and 1 American in the men's semifinals. That American is Alessandro Barbieri. He's going up against Olympic gold medalist Ayumu Hirano, and he said he's excited for that and ready to perform. Okay, so now Mitsuki Ono, she is the leader. She will drop first in this second run, so let's give her a moment to regroup, reset, as she just got back up to the top of the pipe. What a beautiful day.
Yeah, we could not have asked for more perfect conditions.
Yeah, very little wind. Looking down at that half pipe. I mean, these half pipes are so big now. They're so big.
And you take in the atmosphere. I mean, the old saying comes to mind, the silence is deafening.
Yeah.
Imagine being Mitsuki Ono up there all alone, just looking down this pipe, knowing what you need to do to take the crown.
Yeah, getting into that competitive mindset, just back to back to back.
And like we heard Shaun saying too, if she comes out swinging on this one, she can really put the pressure on Patti in her run to, we'll see if she's able to knock her.
And it's not often as announcers that we don't know what they're going to do, but I really have no idea if she's going to keep it conservative or pedal to the metal and just try to put this thing away.
I think she's just trying to catch her breath.
Yes, 100%.
All right, Mitsuki Ono dropping in for run number 2.
She's forced to drop into the opposite wall of her first run, starting off on her backside wall. Backside 900. That was spun very slowly. Into the front side 720. Into the cab 7. Will we see the 10? Front side 900. Into a backside 540. Okay, so a rather conservative run. Smart play by Mitsuki Ono. Put it down, see what Patti responds with. But, dare I say, I do think the door is open right now for Patti Zhou.
Yep, she left it open a little bit, and you can see that right here on this first hit. Going for the backside 900, kind of nollies it around off the nose of her board and has a tough time getting that grab. Just barely gets the smallest tap on it.
And it looks like she popped a little early, and it sent her a little farther into the half pipe rather than down the wall.
She cleans it up and is able to get her amplitude back up with the rest of the tricks that are coming down through. But that first hit, like we were saying, if you're going to go for a banger, it's really going to show in the judge's eyes. But when you mess it up like that, it's also can be detrimental to the run.
Yeah, and it's also tough because we don't get the scores until after Patti's run. So we don't know where the judges are kind of placing that, where they're gauging that first run from Mitsuki Ono.
Yeah, just a reminder to those watching, normally in a half-pipe contest, you would get the score right after the rider completes their run. But in this case, because it's a head-to-head format, both riders need to go before the scores are released.
Right, so Patti Zhou up top is only going by what she saw, rather than, adjusting her run after a number.
Yeah. But I was talking to some of the coaches earlier in the coaches watch, and they watch so closely in this head-to-head format. And sometimes they will pull out of the box like, all right, we're going to do run number 8 or run A here, run B here, run C here. In this case, I would say Patti Zhou, because she's behind, she's not the leader, she needs to do her A run.
Yep, 100%. All right, Patti Zhou on course. Second run here in this women's final. All the athletes have been crushing it today. Starting off with a backside 3, coming in switch. Switch backside 900. 5.5 feet out into the cab 720. What will Patti Zhou bring down here at the bottom of the pipe? It looked like she wanted to get one more in, but didn't want to risk it.
Wow, that was clean though, Connor. I mean,
that was clean.
Yeah.
She had the amplitude, she had the technicality. One of the toughest tricks we're seeing out here is the switch to switch backside 900. She starts it out with this completely blind trick. She's not able to see the landing. That ups the difficulty of the trick right there. She's doing it 10 feet out of the pipe. And here's that switch backside 900. Only 5 feet out of the pipe, but you see that execution is absolutely perfect on her toughest trick.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest tricks that you can do, that rotation in a half pipe, is that switch backside. It's so awkward.
It's just so hard to keep your edge in the perfect line up the wall on the heel side. When you're on your toe side, you really can use the leverage of your ankles to get up that wall. On the heel side regularly, and not even going, never mind going switch, makes it that much tougher.
Yeah. So a technical run from the 14-year-old here in run number 2. The question is, will it be enough? And scores coming down, and it is. Patti Zhou gets an 82.6 on that second run, and we are going to a third. What do you think of that?
Tina, you got your wish.
And I feel like right now, if you're Mitsuki Ono, you're like, damn, I'd like that one back.
Yeah,
I would like to go pedal to the metal. Maybe she underestimated Patti Zhou a little bit.
Hey, well, guess what? They get to go another run. All right, the third run here in the women's finals. When we return, stay with us.
Senna got hurt in practice. That's why we went straight to final.
Mitsuki taking the first one, Patti taking the second. Who is it going to be in the third and final run? It will take a couple of minutes to get our athletes back up to the top. Obviously, we want to
Jason, are you getting TBird? Oh, your headphones up. Oh.
Right, guys. Let's bring it home.
The 14-year-old from Beijing, China is in with a shot. What must that feel like? 14 years old, your first ever start at the Snow League, and you are already through to the finals and in with a shot of taking home the victory. 100 Snow League.
I'm having the same thing you had, where like papers and any breathing is like loud now in my ear. It's all good though. Like we'll get through it.
Copy that.
This is it.
Yep. Yep.
I like it. You're like, Tina, got your dream.
Especially in China. Like, damn.
Okay, we can't start this season without talking about the upcoming Winter Olympic Games in Milano Cortina coming up in February. So we have a little video about the preparation these athletes are going through.
Yeah, I saw it.
And welcome back, everyone, to Snow League event number 2. We are just about to get underway with the deciding run for the women's finals. Yes, the women's final has gone to run number 3. It was Mitsuki Ono who won that first run. Then Patti Zhou said, nope, I want a little piece of this. So she came back in run number 2 and scored the top score, and now they are going to 3. Talk about a women's final and just the excitement that this has created and the level of riding that we're seeing here.
Yeah, there's officially no more talk of safety runs.
Nope.
Both of these women, both of these athletes have to go pedal to the metal. This is for all the points, overall Snow League points, all the cash, all the marbles.
It is, and with both these riders putting down 2 good runs and then having a little bobble on their other ones, it's going to come down to who can just calm those nerves and really get into their run and land it like they want to.
Yeah, execution. Yeah, you know, and one of the factors that comes into play with Snow League is fatigue. These snowboarders have done a lot of runs, and in Mitsuki Ono's case, they've done a lot of runs back to back.
Yeah, it's a lot of riding in one day.
Yeah. So there's a look at one of the competitors, Mitsuki Ono, 21 years old. She finished just off the podium at the first event in Aspen. And she now has a chance to claim the top spot here at the event number 2 at Yunding Snow Park.
14-year-old Patti Zhou standing in her way.
14-year-old Patti Zhou is like, I'm just going to have some fun and I want to win this.
And coming out of Aspen, Mitsuki Ono got 4th place, currently sitting on 61 overall points for the Snow League. So it's going to be a big day for her in the Snow League standings, no matter what happens.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, Mitsuki Ono was the number 1 seed coming in today. Patti Zhou, though, had to go through the last chance qualifiers in qualifying.
Yep.
To make it into the finals. And here she is in the final. There's a look at the 14-year-old.
And again, this goes back to the Snow League format. Typically, the highest scoring rider will drop last, but because Patti Zhou just won the last run, she now drops first. And Mitsuki Ono gets to see what she's going to do, try to step it up and take the win.
Yeah, so that actually gives the advantage to Mitsuki Ono.
Good speed, height, grab, and it perfectly.
Thank you. Oh no! Uh-oh. Cross my heart.
Ideal tightness. This is it. The 14-year-old from Beijing getting ready to drop in front of the home crowd with a chance to take home their first ever Snow League championship.
Patti Zhou dropping in for her 3rd run.
This is for all the marbles. Patti Zhou cannot pull any stops right now. Things off with a front side 10. Into the switch front side 540. Switch backside 900. Cab 720. Into the front side 720. So keeping it pretty similar, putting it all out there, and basically telling Mitsuki Ono, that's what I got. What do you got next?
You can see that she favored that first run that she dropped in on, going back to the front 10 first. So she's wowing the judges with one of the best women's frontside 10 I've seen in competition. And then she goes switch afterwards, the cab 5, switch back 9. She gets that other really difficult trick in there. A little bit of instabilities in there, but a very, very clean run with good amplitude there. Patti putting one down.
So the question is, if Mitsuki Ono comes out and does one of her, you know, she executes those runs that she's been doing all day long, could she beat that run that she did? Is the door a little bit open for her?
She's gonna have to do it really big, and she's gonna have to do it one of the cleanest runs that she has had in competition here in Yunding. It's gonna be close, but Patti putting down a real heater to kind of make Mitsuki think about what she's going to have to do for that next round.
I was thinking this morning before we got to the venue, looking at the weather, hearing all of the athletes telling us how good the pipe was riding, how grippy it is, how nice and smooth the flat bottom is. I was like, today's going to be all about amplitude. If Mitsuki Ono wants to take this from Patti Zhou, she's got to go big.
Yeah, Patti Zhou with some huge rotations. Again, she doesn't get the score until we see Mitsuki Ono go. Oof.
We saw there Patti Zhou with some green arrows for her amplitude, so it's not just going to be amplitude for Mitsuki. She's going to have to do everything almost perfectly. Any little instability could be that one thing that knocks her off the podium, kind of like what we saw in Aspen with Maddie and Senna.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But I'd say if anyone has the execution side of her runs perfected, I mean, she knows how to execute and keep things smooth. She knows how to land on the wall in that perfect spot, go along the flat bottom, and the grabs too.
It's just going to come down to executing it.
Mitsuki Ono now with her third run.
What is she going to put down? First hit, front side 900. There's that tail grab. She's got that on lock. Into the backside 900. She did land low. Didn't affect her too much. Front side 720. Into the cab 720, dipping that front shoulder a bit. Into the front side 1080. Mitsuki Ono putting all of it on the line.
Mitsuki Ono with a run there, but TBird, Tina, I think she had a few too many instabilities there. Not quite getting to the run that she wanted, the run that she was doing earlier, trying to put that frontside 10, a more difficult trick, higher up in the pipe. She's not able to do it. Had to lay out for the frontside 7 and really go for the 10 at the bottom. But I don't know if it's going to be enough to take Patti down with the run that she put down.
Well, she started out, look at this 900, it was perfect, but you were talking about, just sort of those small mistakes. What I noticed were the landings on some of these spins were a little off.
You can see she pops a little too hard off the lip right there and lands low, is able to save it, but that is the small minutia that these judges are looking for because the riding level is so high.
And saving that back 9 right there is a super Herculean effort. You know, it is so much pressure on your legs. That's why these athletes train year-round to get their bodies strong to absorb a lot of this impact.
So she gets her amplitude and her execution back up on the cab 7, but here's where she has a little bit of problem. Not getting the amplitude she was getting earlier on in the run, and you can see that negative sign right there, and not getting the amplitude. So getting the 10 around, tail touches first, slides it. I think this one's going to Patti Zhou.
Oof.
Well, it's out of our hands now. We just sit and wait, as do the athletes as they are at the bottom of the half pipe staring at the scoreboard. Who is going to take the win here at event number 2 for Snow League? Will it be Patti Zhou or Mitsuki Ono? Yeah, I mean, judges, you know, Connor, you've been in this position where the judges, they're taking their time. They want to get this right.
They want to look at every little thing that we just talked about, all those tiny little things. Is that enough in the run to take down what Patti had? They have to look back. They're looking at every single trick, any little instability that they've got written down to make sure that they get this correct.
Yeah, yeah. They're trying to stay loose down there. Who will it be? Yeah, this isn't a moment where we are definitive, like it's either going to be Patti or Mitsuki. It's going to be close.
One of Patti's only instabilities was on her hardest trick.
I'm so nervous.
So
You both have good tricks.
that can come into consideration as well.
All right, well, let's take a look at these runs again to break it down. This is Patti Zhou.
She gets the truck driver on the front side 1080, puts it down clean.
And that was her biggest trick.
And right off the bat too, and then she goes switch 540 and then the switch backside 9. So here's where she gets a short grab, so that's her instability.
That also might be technicality. She might have the upper edge over Mitsuki with that switch backside spin.
It definitely ups her difficulty.
Okay, now let's break it down for Mitsuki.
Frontside 900 right there.
Fully clean.
Into the backside 9, lands a little deep on that one.
Short grab.
I think it's going to come down to Mitsuki's last hit. I think that might be the deciding factor right here.
Right here, and you can see as she comes around on the 10, her tail
Oh.
slides first. She lands on her heels, not able to ride out on that same edge she wants to land on.
Yeah, it's not quite the full 1080. All right, here come the scores.
It's Patti.
Wow, and it is close, but it goes to Patti Zhou with a 79.66, and the young 14-year-old comes through at the Snow League event number 2 and takes the win.
I think it's officially a Patti party now. It is.
It is.
Oh, but what a win, what a day, what a performance. Let's go down to Naoko.
Patti, just give us your thoughts here.
I'm just so happy. I did not know this exceeds my goals for Snow League. I'm just happy to be snowboarding with all my idols today. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. 谢谢你们，我爱你们. Thank you.
Patti, you've got quite a fan base here, and to be able to do this in your first Snow League appearance, what does that mean to you?
It means so much. You know, like Yunding is my home mountain. I love this place. I'm so grateful to be here, you know, and I'm just so happy. Thank you guys.
Patti, congratulations. How are you going to level up from this?
I don't know. It's a work in progress. Let's just see what happens next. Yeah.
Some seriously good progress. Thanks so much. Congratulations,
Thank
Patti.
you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 我爱你们，谢谢。
And we are excited to see what happens next as well for the young 14-year-old who came out to Snow League event number 2 and took the win, and just showing so much gratitude for being here at this home mountain and for the fans and for the idols that she was riding with today.
Yeah, just an absolutely stellar showing from Patti Zhou. Coming up through the last chance qualifier, coming in today as the 6th seed and taking out number 1 seed Mitsuki Ono here in the finals.
Exactly. And 14 years old to take your first win in an event like this in your home country is just an incredible feat for her. We heard Shaun talking about his first win going pro at 13. Patti's 14. It's just so incredible to see the young generation up and coming.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at the final standings and the overall scores, actually the season scores and what they are looking like right now. Championship standings, it's Senna Tomita who now moves into that top spot with 161 points. Mitsuki Ono is continuing on her campaign, 151 points. Gaon Choi in that 3rd spot. And now Patti Zhou, with her first showing, has slotted herself into that 4th place spot. So this is the championship standings. There are still 2 more Snow League events left to go in the season, so anything could happen. All right, what a day as we round out and finish up the women's finals here at the Snow League event number 2. It's Patti Zhou who takes the win, the young 14-year-old. Excited to see what she brings throughout the season. We'll be back with more snowboarding and the men's here at Yunding Snow Park.
And youth is served at the Yunding Snow Park here on the Snow League's women's half-pipe competition. What a performance for the 14-year-old as she brings it home going through the LCQ, and the number 6 seed takes down the number 1 seed, and the day belongs to Patti Zhou. What a performance for that young lady as she brings home the heat, the action, and the top prize, and what an event. I was a little bit shocked. I got to be honest with you. When that third and final run came in, you guys broke it down almost perfectly, but it just came down to, like you said, Connor, I think might have been that final hit.
Yeah, just that little instability. And I was talking about it too beforehand, like Aspen, where Maddie just had, we were talking to her earlier, and she said a $30,000 butt check.
Yeah.
Someone told me that, and it's like, that's so true. But it's just that little minutia that really takes it down, and Patti up to the top.
Well, and what's the age-old saying, right? A Super Bowl is won on 3 plays, meaning that 3 little mistakes in a 60-minute game can decide the outcome. The same can be said in competitive half-pipe snowboarding. It can literally come down to 1 trick, 1 missed grab. That's all it takes.
Yeah, it's getting to the point. I mean, it's always been this way, but even more so, just how precise you need to be, especially on those landings on the wall. Where you land on the wall makes such a difference.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned youth being served. You look back at what Patti did over the last 2 days with qualifying on that, having gone through the LCQ, and then getting to a final and having to run 3 runs. Multiple times she had to go to that third final. So she did almost, 13 runs over the 2 days. I mean, yeah, she's young and she's got the young legs. Took all of the gas to get through that one. That was tough. Doing her interviews now and just getting the experience of being really a superstar now in the sport. So she's going to learn very quickly that everyone's going to want a piece of her, everyone's going to want to talk to her, everyone's going to want to know a story, and it begins now.
Yeah, and coming out of Aspen, on the men's athlete side of things, you had Alessandro Barbieri, right? That was his introductory party to the world. This is officially Patti's moment.
What do you like about her riding, Connor, as you look at what she's able to do at this young of an age? Obviously, she's going to get a little more mature, a little stronger. I'm not saying the sky's the limit for her, but she's got all the tools, doesn't she?
She has all the tools. She's already got the tricks, and she's doing them so well. Her execution and the way that she does her tricks, she's really showing a mastery and her own style on certain tricks that you don't see from the other athletes going down in the pipe here. So only the sky's the future, honestly, for Patti Zhou.
Yes.
The scary part is she's just having fun.
Oh, I know, but she definitely does have her own style. I want to go to that. We do talk about style a lot in action sports, and but it does play such a huge part. And when you watch her ride the halfpipe, it's Patti Zhou, and that's so important as an athlete to just have that own style, separate yourself from the others.
So we're getting ready for the wreath presentation. The podium will be shown to the media that have come here to watch this amazing event. Second stop. We've still got a lot of great action still to come, of course. Trip over to Europe. Aspen still on the calendar. But today it is all about China.
Thank you.
Some serious wreaths, guys. Look at this.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh my God.
There it is. Patti party.
Patti party.
Another thing, too, great day for Mitsuki Ono finishing in 2nd place. Huge day for Rise Kudo.
Yeah.
She rode absolutely incredibly today, ending up in 3rd place.
On her debut as well.
A lot of talent, no question about it. Once again, congratulations to China's Patti Zhou. She takes the victory here at Yunding, and she is the champion in China until the next event comes up. 20 minutes away from the men's final. When we come back, we'll have a nice visit with JJ Thomas.
Very huge.